So y'all, peace, peace. Man, it's cold out here, but YouTube, it's getting hot. You know what I'm saying? And I think they deleted one of my videos again. But yet, all these YouTube content creators that's from the hood, that's supposedly repping the hip hop culture, they could say all kinds of crazy things, right? And I'm from the hip hop culture. I did the music thing and all that. Never became famous for it, but I did it. But they could say all kinds of crazy things and never get a strike for it. You say anything about vaccines or Israel or anything like that, forget about it. And I understand everybody's trying to get the money and there's a hustle out there, out here, and everybody needs the money, and I need the money too. But you're chasing clout, fame, going at each other's necks. It's just crazy. I mean, I follow Gully TV, but then when I heard about Onkasa and the name doesn't ring a bell, but when I saw his face, I'm like, oh, I know that. I know who that is. And damn, he, he cleared out Gully's closet. You know what I'm saying? And Gully TV kind of admitted that he, beat this female up. This I don't know what to say about that. Luckily, he didn't call a strike for that. You know what I mean? Man, he got roasted. He's getting roasted in the comment section. YouTube is no joke, but content creators and podcasts. But the one thing I don't like is when rap artists start doing that. And I'm seeing it, and I really don't want to say nobody's name, but man, this ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even for me. That's why my videos are a little different. But I was never nobody famous anyway. Like, I think Okasa can kind of do it because he was never, he wasn't like a crossover act, like where Fat Joe was, but I could never get used to seeing Fat Joe or Jadakiss doing that. I can't, podcasting or any kind of podcasting for that matter. Even Talib Kweli, and I love Talib Kweli more than Fat Joe. I don't respect certain things of Fat. I can't take anything away from his music, but I don't respect what he did as far as other things, business and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. And you know, I feel like, grown men, we all grown men, right? If we all grown men, then we need to be careful about what we say on YouTube. We have to be careful about what we promote. If you're trying to promote your hustle, to promote that. If you're selling stuff, sell stuff. But to go each other's necks and then make threats and make you beat women up, and you gotta take a loss for that one, man. Gotta take a loss for that one. It is crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is bananas. And this is capitalism, right? It's no moral basis. It's capitalism. It teaches you how to make money. Does it teach you how to be a decent human being? Does it teach you how to read, write, care for people, love, learn? All it does is teach you how to make money. So you got all these street dudes that's on YouTube now. Most of them don't make it. You know what I mean? Then you got the fake prophets. We know who they are. Fake prophets. Send them money. They're gonna start a movement, fix the community, all this stuff. Nothing, nada. Everything is still the same. The struggle is still the same. Everything remains the same. You know, that's how I feel about that. Man, Gasa, man, Gasa, he told the truth. And I'm not taking side. I don't know none of them, but if somebody tells the truth, you gotta acknowledge that. He told the truth, and this is the problem right here. Because now the rappers are doing this. Their closet is getting cleaned out too. So it's this is the dirty section of YouTube, and if you're an artist, you really care about music, you wouldn't want to get dirty in that. You know what I'm saying? You want to like stay doing music. Um, I don't even tweet like that. I don't tweet arguing with somebody I don't know, especially if you're never gonna agree to anything. But it's like everybody's trying to jump on the podcasting thing now, and it's like what you bring into the table. But this is something else I want to bring up too. Something else I want to bring up too. Before we go in because it's kind of cold. Just had to get something, but um, Vlad is kind of funny. I respect Vlad. Let me wait until this ambulance pass. I respect Vlad for the way he does good interviews. He know how to ask questions, but he plays that game. He plays that game where he'll have somebody on like MC Search. MC Search will say, Hammer put the hair on me. Then he'll interview somebody else and make fun of Search for saying that. Like kind of like backstab and stuff. And he kind of did that with Tommy Sotomayor. I don't agree with him too much, but most of the time, but we all know, that's how I knew about Tariq Nasheed. I knew about Tariq Nasheed. That wasn't his birth name, by the way. He changed his name. His birth name is Marcus, but Tariq Nasheed, I heard about Colors, but I knew about Tariq more when he crashed that Vlad interview with Tommy. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, Vlad started interviewing Tariq more. Tariq got what he wanted, which was getting a bunch of interviews on Vlad TV, different interviews. And Vlad turning on Tommy, which is what Vlad does all the time, you know? That's a good example that, you know, and a couple of years ago I did a couple of videos about, what took place in Busta Rhymes' video shoot. And I like where it went down. And he asked Rod Digger what happened, but when he had Tony Yale a couple of years ago, for the first time, I believe, he didn't ask him that same question. Now, I understand why, you know what I'm saying? So somebody in the comment section was like, well, you can't ask somebody that might have been involved. But I think in that video I say, I think Vlad's going to interview him again, or he's trying to do business with him. And here we are, 2026, and Vlad got this whole thing with, Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder. And so I'm like, okay, so what about being a journalist? Because if you're a journalist, you're not. I understand you got love for the culture, but once you become a journalist, you can't be a part of the culture like that. Now you gotta question the culture. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't question. He's not doing that because now he's trying to be friendly with everybody. And then Hassan Campbell, I'm kind of shocked that Hassan Campbell. I support Hassan Campbell on this war against Africa Lombardi. That doesn't mean you gotta align yourself with funny and goofy dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I see some rappers doing that, and I don't understand why they're doing that. Everybody is trying to get on Choke No Joke. That dude is a joke. Like I don't follow that dude. I don't like him lying about what really happened to Tupac. That was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Cops didn't kill Tupac. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? And I hope one day somebody from Tupac's family will come talk to Joke No Joke. You know, go talk to Choke No Joke. You know, and see what he has to say in front of their faces. Because that's not cool. And it's no, but I don't agree with Hassan doing the same thing. Aligning himself with Vlad and aligning himself with taking pictures with Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo when there's a lot of questions about them as far as what went down back in 2006 when Busta's best friend and his bodyguard got killed trying to save Busta, who was trying to save Swiss Beats, because some dudes pulled out on the video shoot, which should have never happened. I don't know where the security was. And of course, everything happened after DMX left with his entourage. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was saying anything when DMX was there. So whoever killed Izzy was a punk for doing that. And Hassan, it's all about standing on principle of justice, and I agree with him 100%. But what about the justice for Izzy's family? Hassan stood for also justice for Liza, because she was homeless, and for her to get the money and all that. I agree with Hassan, but what about the justice for Izzy's family if, homeboy, has something to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, G-Unit has something to do with it. Lloyd Banks was there too. Yeah, Lloyd Banks is disappeared. You gone. I don't know where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respected the G-Unit movement in the beginning. Then I didn't respect it because I saw where it was going. Like, you can't bully your way in the game. You can't bully your way into the culture because nobody likes a bully. That's why I don't mess with some of those rappers that bully on their way into the game. I can respect some of their music, but I don't respect the way they bully their game. The way they bully themselves into the game and the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's just whack. So if you believe in justice, why would you align yourself with a bunch of dudes that don't care about justice, that may have did some dirt and hurt some families? You know what I'm saying? And not just Tony Yayo, but Uncle Murder. I'm not accusing them, but there's questions about them. G-Unit had beef with Swiss Beats because of Cassidy. They see Swiss Beats for the first time. They wait until DMX leave. I don't know when he got there, but when they got there, all of a sudden they're yelling and they're just yelling, and Rod Digger confirmed that it was them. And then all of a sudden, Izzy gets killed. Everybody goes outside, Izzy gets killed. Uncle Murder, who can rap, that nigga can rap his ass off, but he has a beef with Kevlar and another rapper that was down with him, Chuck Turner. Again, I'm not accusing Uncle Murder of doing anything, but all of a sudden Kevlar gets killed in broad daylight in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Out there. I think it's Best Eye. I think it was Fulton Street. You know what I'm saying? And there's questions about that. Not accusing it. I'm just saying though. I mean, the name Uncle Murder, and then somebody he has a problem with in rap gets murdered, and all that. So I'm not accusing him, but if there's questions about him for what happened, then I would think that Hassan would stand on that same principle, and he didn't. He's taking pictures with them. You know what I'm saying? And Vlad's not the kind of dude. If if I was ever famous or become famous because I'm still young, I would turn down an interview with Vlad. I wouldn't want to be interviewed by somebody that might turn on you later on. But a man was killed for doing his job, and there's questions about that rapper that may have been involved, and you're taking pictures with him, and then it goes against your principle of what happened to you when you were younger, when you were molested by a famous rapper DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes against your principle. So I can never. I unfollow Vlad X. I'm about to jump out X anyway because I don't like Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? I just feel a certain way about that. I feel a certain way about a lot of things about YouTube, the content, the podcasting, and the people that are doing it for the culture, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really rock with some of these guys. And Vlad is a journalist, so I don't know. He's a funny. I don't like that dude. I don't trust him. You know what I'm saying? And the same goes for No Jumper. The same goes for even certain producers. Like I learned about this producer. I forgot his name. Anyway, me. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say for real. Because I stand on principle 100%. I believe in justice. I stand for the culture 100%. I stand for. I love music. I love music in general. Even though I myself stopped doing music, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But Scott Storch, that's the producer. I didn't even know he was white. Then I learned about him. I learned about his lifestyle, his cocaine use, and I don't like his. I don't like it. If Scott Storch ever hit me up, I'll probably say no. But I'm not doing music right now. I'm trying to get my money up because my money's low again because I cut my days off from my job. Trying to get this new job. So I don't mess. I don't mess with those guys. I don't mess with that kind of lifestyle because that lifestyle is outside the culture, you know. And I'm not trying to be racist or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird that everybody on YouTube is aligning themselves with other people, and then there's this division. It's almost like certain people are agent of chaos. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't know. I guess we're gonna see in 2026 where everything, because there could be a lot of changes, and like I said, Gully TV got roasted. He's getting roasted right now. He's getting roasted. Yeah, I don't support beating women. I don't support that lifestyle. I was raised by a single mother, but I never lived. I never, you know, she made sure that I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she raised me right. So, no, would have been better if my father was there. Yeah, but I'm just saying. But it's just crazy, like. And I have my opinion. This is my opinion. This is my video, my channel. If you don't like it, too bad. I speak the truth. Just like I said in my song, I tell the truth, never lie. Not accusing anybody again, but if there's questions about them being involved in the murder of, for no reason, killing somebody for no reason, and you stand on justice, then you gotta stand on that 100%. So even Hassan, I haven't watched any of his videos for a long time, but even Hassan is kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what to believe of him anymore. So I stopped watching him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with him in getting justice for the other victims of Van Bada, and because, like I said a long time ago, somebody I know told me about another producer from the Bronx that was doing the same thing, and he knows African Bambaataa. So, man, it might be something bigger than that, but you have to stand on justice 100%. That means not aligning yourself with somebody like Vlad or somebody that probably is part of the culture, but there's something wrong that went against the culture, like being involved in a murder, which is even worse than being molested. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being molested is bad, but a life was taken. You know what I'm saying? Kevlar's life was taken. You know what I'm saying? Izzy's life was taken. And they can never get that back. They can never come back to life. Their families have to live with that for the rest of their lives. And they have been. Like that's just wrong. And so that's all I gotta say about that. I'm gonna keep this one a little short. It's because I want to go back in, you know. All right, so thank you all. If you could comment if you want, you know. You could comment if you want. Peace.